He stops. He withdraws.
Uh-huh.
But the first thing you want to notice about Jesus is Jesus, just like you, he was busy.
Yeah.
I mean, he was always doing, always bombarded with people.
A lot of pressure.
Always active. But here's the difference.
Talk about a to-do list. That guy had a to-do list.
No kidding. And whatever his to-do list never matched the disciples, because there's always telling, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, we have a different to-do.
Right.
But here's the thing: Jesus, never in a hurry. Did I lose you?
No. I'm still here. No, I'm still here. I can hear a little funny business going on back there, but we still got you.
Okay.
You were saying Jesus was never in a hurry.
Jesus was never in a hurry.
Yeah.
There are two things that happen when we pause. One, we have the permission to reassess and be grateful. Two, we have the permission to celebrate and savor the life that we have. For example, the Creator did not need to pause. He could have kept going all 7 days. It was not something that was required of him.
Right, but the story of Genesis starts with 6 days of work, and on the seventh day, God rests.
God rested.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And the rest was not simply, let me twiddle my thumbs and sit and rock in a chair. Now, some people will do that, and, you're saying, someone with your personality is saying, no, thank you.
Yeah.
But what did God do on that day? God celebrated, God savored, God enjoyed, in fact, God played.
So you're not suggesting that the pause is just sit still and wait. You're saying do other things that build your life in full and healthy ways.
No, the pause is not. Pause is different for different personalities. Some people will simply sit in a hammock, lay in a hammock, and sleep the afternoon away. And I call that unrepentant napping. You don't feel guilty about it.
Not slothfulness.
Some people will take a walk.
Yeah.
Some people will spend time. The Jewish idea of Sabbath is the afternoon, the family playing together. There's a part of that. In other words, there's activity in that sense. However, here's the difference. Is for the 6 days of work, we find our meaning and our value from the work. The seventh day, the rest tells us, no, your true meaning and value comes from something other than your work. In other words, you are of value whether you work or not. You are of value whether you succeed or not. You are of value regardless of what you've done or failed to do. And unless we know that, then we assume that our value only comes from everything we do in that workspace. And so then I become self-conscious. Am I, and I know the same thing as you. Am I being a good enough pastor or a good enough friend, or what will people think, or am I busy enough, or have I got enough done, or how'd I do on that, or how'd that work?
Right. Have I updated my Facebook status?
Exactly. Do I have 17,000 friends?
Yeah.
And all of the things that go with that, and all the measurements. The difference is that on Sabbath or pause, the measurement, there's no measurement. You are loved. You can stop and celebrate the life that God has given you, because.
Now, are you somebody for whom that pause comes naturally now, and you can do it in a rhythm that doesn't take a lot of consideration, a lot of thought, and a lot of worry?
Well, it takes time. I mean, that's a great question, because it's something we have to practice. And I mean, the trouble with pause is it. I was just reading the story about the Florida coach who's quitting now today because he had a heart attack scare. It's something that in my case, I was divorced while I was a pastor. Yeah. But now here's the irony. I was doing this while I was working for Jesus. I mean, and I was successful. I mean, in other words, good things were really happening. But here's the point. If you don't say no to something in your life, no will be said for you by default. And you will end up saying no to the people that you love the most.
Now that's an interesting thought. So for people who say, look, I'm kind of controlling, I need to contribute, I need to make stuff happen, I can't just sit by and let it go. You're saying, look, you're going to let something go one way or the other. because there's no possible way you can do everything. So you should be much more intentional about how you want to organize your life and not just let things come crashing down on you.
Precisely, and that's actually a good way to approach it with people. You know, you start with a simple question. Are you the creator of the universe? Okay, good. We got that out of the way. So since you are not...
Don't blame me. Right. That gets me off the bad list for a lot of people.
I mean, some people might start with the answer of yes, and then we have to talk them down off of that. But the point is, I cannot do everything. I mean, that's one of the unfortunate things that have happened in our age is the thing called multitasking, the assumption that we can almost do everything.
Yeah, and do them simultaneously.
Yep. But the point is, when you do that, when you multitask, you are not present. And if I am not present, I cannot be your friend. I cannot listen to you. I cannot look you in the eye. I cannot embrace what you need me to embrace at this moment in our life. So in other words, something has to give. And if I don't say no, it will be said by default.
Well, Terry, thanks so much for breaking away from the sunshine, which I know is a real gift at this time of the year in Seattle. And for the book, it's called The Power of Pause, Becoming More by Doing Less. Terry Hershey is the name of the author and our guest here on the show, and you can pick that up at your local bookstore, also over at Barnes & Noble. There'll be a link to it at DougPagittRadio.com. Terry, thanks a lot. Thanks for the book, and thanks for the encouragement. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a great New Year.
Yeah, you as well. Bye-bye.